We are live.
Hey, welcome to Tuesday night.
Which one's my cam? That one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There you go. So, we had a bit of a situation on TikTok to start off the night with, and we will not be having our live stream on TikTok tonight because someone thought we said something very naughty last time we played. But that's okay. Well, we still don't know what it was.
Yeah.
We said many things.
We said so much. But tonight we are running we're not running, we're setting up characters. So tonight's character generation night. No, we're going to try to finish Tales from the Loop, but Brad got held up at work by his suspenders and was unable to make it. So what you see tonight is what you get. We're going to do some character genning, and then hopefully next week we'll be able to finish up Tales from the Loop. But tonight, what are we doing, you wonder? Well, we're going to be venturing back into the 90s again.
Yeah.
With a little bit of some early Vampire the Masquerade. We're not playing that, however. We're doing Hunters Hunted!
Hey.
Supplemented with a little bit of Demon Hunter X. So, for those of you who don't know what that is, back in the first and second editions of the Vampire the Masquerade games, they unleashed, of course, a whole bunch of supplemental source materials. And one of them was this. This is prelude to Hunter the Reckoning, which is the Hunters Hunted. And basically, it's a way for people, normal people, to interact within the world of darkness and to kill the things in the world of darkness. So what this particular system we're using right now is actually a game. It's splintered from a campaign that started many years ago, from that I was a partaking in with a group of friends of mine, different group besides this one. And this is a continuation of that campaign into the future. So we will get into that here in a little bit when we do a little bit more background. But right now I want to get everybody situated with their characters. So in the chat, I asked you guys to kind of get an idea of what kind of characters you want to play. So all hunters are human, for the most part. There are allotments for other things, but for the most part in Hunters Hunted, it's all human. So I'll just read a quick excerpt from the book and give you guys a little bit more flavor of what's happening here. So revenge is a dish best served cold. Until now, it has been the vampire who stalked the cities, feasting on all at will from and as they desired. Confident in their masquerade, so sure no mortal could threaten their rule, they have walked without fear. But now their nights are numbered. Eat napalm, corpses. The hunter's hour has come. Add to your vampire chronicle with fully detailed hunters ready and waiting to put your players to. Or better yet, bring a hunter's chronicle with the characters facing off against the horrors of the undead, for no other foe is as well detailed as the kindred of vampire. So that is the supplement that we're dealing with. So what happens in this game? What makes a hunter? Well, there's something that happens to your character when that triggers it. You experience something, or you witness a part of the masquerade for some reason, and now you know too much, basically.
you know too much.
Right. So that's basically, that's a very good connotation to it. So first and foremost, let's go around real quick and kind of discuss what idea you may have come up with your character. So we'll start with Dennis.
No, let me go last because I never even saw the email in the chat thing. So
I have three ideas.
Okay.
And I'm trying to decide between them. One was going to be, originally I thought maybe a police officer who witnessed something.
Right.
But then I was like, And I thought about, this is the one I'm leaning toward, like an older, semi-retired doctor, like physician. And then the last one I thought would be kind of interesting to play, and it was like just an ordinary guy, like a garbage man. Who's just like, that I've seen some messed up stuff in these alleys. and something tried to bite me, and I'm tired of that.
I get tired of doing trash pickup in the middle of the night.
So I was thinking about the Garbage Man, but I don't know. I kind of, if for like more dramatic stuff, I was thinking about playing, like I said, and I kind of got that idea from Stephen King's Salem's Lot,
right?
Where it's like an older guy who's a physician, so it's like, I know what's going on, and he can help heal people and stuff like that. And it also starts getting into the occult, so he can actually, kind of like Van Helsing,
right?
In a way,
right?
Like studies blood diseases and stuff like that, and can actually look for a cure and do all kinds of stuff. So that's kind of what I'm leaning toward.
All right.
Depending on what kind of game you want to run. Okay. If it's a little more loose and friendly, I'd probably do the Garbage Man just because he'd be funny.
Well, there is structure to this. Okay. This is not something I'm just going off the cuff. So.
Okay.
So
those are my 3 ideas. Right. I'll see what everybody else wants to make and see what fits.
Man, I'm kind of in the same boat as Dennis here. I was so focused on getting some stuff done that I hadn't thought a lot of it. But, I mean, some of it was like a reporter from
Well, I'm going to play a Taco Bell employee right now.
Are you going to quit work and go someplace else?
Then you're going to play the sanitary person for
janitorial duty.
Thank you. The Bat Boy lives and all that. And
like a
tabloid guy.
The Tombstone epitaph.
Yeah. But I don't know.
And would you have any concept? Yeah.
I'm still thinking.
Okay. So, as an option, you're playing just a hunter. Like I said, we're also utilizing the Demon Hunter X source book. But the criteria that I'm asking the group to do is, if you want to play one of these, you have to roll a certain percentile to do so.
What percentile?
Well, you roll a percentile and tell me what you get.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Told you. I'm sorry.
38.
38? Okay. You were unable to attain being a Demon Hunter X. Anyone else would like to try?
I'll try.
Okay.
A 4.
You would definitely be able to be a Demon Hunter X.
Okay.
Oh, so you wanted to roll up.
Rolling low. You want to roll below a certain percentile.
And what did that give you again? I'm sorry.
The opportunity to utilize the Demon Hunter X book.
Now, what makes them different from just a regular hunter?
I guess
these are hunters from the Far East, so they can utilize like chi and things like that in their combats, and they have martial arts trainings, in depth and.
Well, this is impressive. 93.
You turned inside out and exploded. No, you're unable.
I am more white than white.
So you literally have to get.
I am total honky, and I'm sorry if that offends some of the honkies out there.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if I'm interested in the Demon Hunter. Can I pass this on to one of these guys?
No.
That's it, like my cat. Oh, here you go. Don't poop in your hat.
Which it's 5% or less. It's kind of like it's a selection thing. So Demon Hunter X right now is on the side. Nobody's utilizing. Okay, so I will just get into the setting right now, and that way you guys can kind of think a little bit more on your characters.
Okay.
So what is going on in this particular campaign? Which this campaign may not be visited again for a little while, because after we do tonight, I know we're going to get ready. We're going to finish up Tales from the Loop. From Tales from the Loop, we're going into Warhammer tabletop. Warhammer Fantasy. Sorry. Maybe. But we're setting this up tonight because we just really didn't have much to do, and it was kind of a last minute thing. Like I said, with Brad being able to come tonight, kind of put a kink in our groove.
And Wade and Rhonda.
And Wade and Rhonda and Robbie and everything. Yeah. So, excuse me.
Kevin Whitmore says, you guys are going to make me want to play Vampire, aren't you? Fine. What edition you recommend? What edition of Vampire would you recommend?
Oh,
second edition for
second
me.
edition, yeah, for sure.
Second edition, Kevin.
Yeah, not the new one.
And if we ever get back to the White Wolf stuff that I ran, if you guys ever want to revisit that, might be able to bring Kevin into that if he wants. Because I do have a vampire story for Enlightenment as well, which you guys would have to make characters for that. But
well, first and foremost, before we get started on anything, I want to give a big thank you to Christopher Wilson, because without him, I wouldn't have my vampire books.
Wilson!
He's the guy that I got a hold of. Remember, I reached out on Facebook and invited him for sale. So this is all Chris's books we're working with right now. So
cool.
So thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
But anyway, so what's going on with my campaign?
Yeah, tell us the world.
All right, so a little bit of a backstory. Back in the early 2000s, we were playing this particular storyline. We had a group of hunters that were all basically well-to-do. They were all rich people that had...
And here comes the garbage man.
Right.
Garbage man. Well, I got rich from your garbage.
So they established
eBay is my friend.
a hunter's...
Sorry if I offended eBay.
Mike's going to be apologizing all night long for everything. So.
Say other things, but get me banned.
So they established the hunters group in Knox County. And they...
Oh, it takes place here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Well, hold on. Yeah, they established the hunters group in Knox County.
I live in the mall.
And
Below the mall.
they basically went from here to Chicago.
Oh, okay. So like this whole northern...
The game and the way it was flowing, they probably ended up in Chicago. Because they were chasing down a very large cairn of vampires that ended up in Chicago.
Like Karen, like, you
Karen,
know.
not
Yeah.
Karen.
Oh, okay.
Get
yourself out of my driveway! You bloodsucker!
The well-to-do hunters are after the Karens. They all have the weird...
Now we're going to get hate mail from Karen.
They're talking about me again!
No, if we're talking about Karens, I think most people would be like, yes, yes.
Karen Slayer.
Karens and Chads. That's what they call them.
Karen Slayers.
Yeah.
Karen Slayer.
Karen Slayer.
Karen and Chad Slayer.
I want to talk to the manager. Chop. Talk to that.
Did you hear him? I know they're over there. They're the call. I want to talk to your manager. Anyway, so this group wound up in Chicago. After that, they disappeared. All right, this was in game. This was in the early 2000s. Okay.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. So we were playing the exact same time frame that we were actually in at that point. So,
Okay.
However, this campaign that I'm running with you guys now is actually set into the future. So it happens in 2027.
Oh, okay. So it's the future from now.
The future in Galesburg.
Okay, so Galesburg is a slum, just like Psycho Squad.
No, it's actually just like it is now because
So a slum, just like it's...
you guys are part of a... Okay. So,
There's a slum, just like Psycho Squad.
so you guys are part of a organization called Spectre Security Incorporated.
Okay.
All right. The Spectre stands for, unknowingly to the public, stands for Supernatural and Paranormal Eradication, Cleansing, Termination, Obliteration, and Removal.
Oh, nice.
The owner of the company is Jacob M. Spectre, and there is a mysterious board of directors who hands down all of your orders.
Okay.
Now, it's under the guise of this that you guys operate as a hunter group,
Okay.
because in the outward appearances, you're a security company.
Okay.
So, your day jobs, as you work for Spectre Incorporated,
Like a
as
security
guard.
Okay.
Whatever you were doing prior to this was your job you were doing before.
Oh,
whatever.
and then
So
when you became a hunter, you joined this group.
So
Okay.
the way that all of you have come together, and I've already figured this out, was you were doing your individual lives, something happened. You got some window into the Masquerade and saw something that
Taco Bell.
made you that goddamn dog is supernatural.
Werewolf meet us.
So what's strange about this is after that happened, you had come across some information about Spectre Security Incorporated that they were hiring for some reason. Either somebody talked to you, or you found a business card in your stuff for some reason.
I got an email from LinkedIn. I saw
this is Spectre Security Officer.
Or you were checking your email, and an email
steak
popped up that was encrypted, but you could read it, and it was some way, not necessarily strangely, you were alerted to the fact that Spectre Security Incorporated was looking for people with your skill sets. Right.
Okay.
So whatever that was intrigued you enough to go to the interview. Okay. They were having a big group interview supposedly on
job fair.
A job fair type thing. Weird part about that was you showed up for the job fair, it was just you.
Oh.
And like one other person.
Okay.
And they actually apologized to you, saying, "Well, yeah, we've got other people waiting. You just happen to be here first."
Well, like played it off, like, right. Oh, you had to change the times. You didn't get the memo,
or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So they did a full interview with you, and the thing that basically through the interview, it gets asked what you experienced through the conversation and during everything. You get asked what you experienced. Somehow they instilled enough confidence in you to let you explain to them what you had went through.
So they actually ask about your occult.
Once they feel that you're going to fit, they ask you, okay, what is it that happened to you?
Okay.
And you are at that point, whenever that is, comfortable enough to say, well, I saw this and this, and they went, well, that's great because we're not really a security company.
Okay.
And then they explain to you what they are.
A game show.
Welcome to the Wheel of Misfortune.
They open it all up.
It's called Naked and Afraid. Strip.
There's this little puppet in the corner.
You have 30 seconds to get out of this room and slay the werewolf with this butter knife.
So
that is made of partial
silver, of course.
Yeah,
yes.
Silver.
So what ends up happening?
Silver sport.
Silver sport. So what ends up?
I made a lot of gravy. I know how to use these things. You're a kid.
I used to be a KFC employee.
That's right.
That's right.
I admitted sports.
Until I saw that weird chicken and things changed.
The poultry. It was the poultry guy.
Don't say the name aloud.
I used to have a chicken who was good at counting, and it was a mathematician.
Sounds like a McDonald's. I'll take a mathematician. Is that a McChicken? No, mathematician.
It's an Irish McChicken or an Irish Scottish McChicken.
I'm not going to take credit for that. I saw it on Facebook.
I was like, you should.
Freely stolen.
Freely stolen, yeah.
All right, so through that interview, you basically are revealed what's really going on and asked if you want to be a participant in basically slaying the nastiness that's happened to you. And of course, you all go,
you mean the clap? I can get rid of that finally?
Well, and that's the thing about it. The thing that you experience, which you can make this up on your own, it doesn't matter what it is, was actually extremely detrimental. So it's you either got physically or mentally or both injured by whatever happened.
Yeah. I have an idea.
The revenge is what's driving you to be like, yeah, I want to kill these bastards because of whatever happened. You know, maybe they killed a family member, maybe they killed a friend. Maybe they tried to kill you and didn't succeed for some reason or whatever. So something of substance happened.
I've got my idea now.
Yeah,
so
I think I've got my idea too.
All right, so once you pass the interview, they send you on your way, and for about 3 days you're watched. And they tell you, we're going to watch you for 3 days beforehand. And
I will get naked, cover myself in mayonnaise and bubble wrap, and dance around the house.
Don't forget the aluminum foil hat.
Yeah, and with the aluminum foil hat and a bag of Doritos, just in case I get hungry.
Yeah. Well, and you realize
with something.
It's a double-edged situation because they're watching you for two reasons. Either one, they want to see if something else happens because you witnessed the masquerade, or two, if you decide to bolt and inform people, then they can deal with you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Tell anyone about this, we'll have to kill you.
Pretty much, it's that kind of situation. So after 3 days, you guys are, all of you that are here right now have, you wait your 3-day period, and
3-day waiting period.
3-day waiting period, and you are brought back.
My wooden stakes were approved from the state.
Yes.
You are
Finally get that crossbow license.
You're driven to the Spectre Security Incorporated building in Chicago, their main headquarters for the Midwest.
Okay.
So you're brought in, you're outfitted, you're weaponized, you're given everything you need to do both of your jobs.
Okay.
And so you'll have to figure that out. Now, here's the thing. Just like the original group, you all now have a resource of 5.
Ooh.
Because once you didn't have it before, but once you were hired by Spectre,
You get what you need.
He gave you more money than you ever imagined for salary, is a word.
And that's a background.
That's a free background that I'm giving everyone.
I'm gonna buy so much cocaine.
That's my superpower.
That's my superpower. I'm always high.
Just make a line to where I have to go.
Resources.
Follow the line.
I'm like a bloodhound, but when I get there, I run like faster than your car.
You don't even see me. It's like I tap into the speed force. I'm sorry if that offends anyone who's in the speed force.
Flash. I'm offended.
I'm offended.
Barry Allen does not like this.
I'm reporting you to Tom Tick.
I died in the Speed Force. That offends me.
Yes, I did. There's 86
And Ben's on. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ben. Yay, Canada likes us. I know.
Ben didn't turn us in.
You didn't turn us in, Ben, for our things we said
During a Ghostbusters game.
Ben usually watches us on Facebook. Or does he have the
I think he does Twitch too once in a while.
thing? Oh, okay, but anyway.
Yeah, Sue is our mom. Well, it's Dale's mom.
Yeah, it's my mom.
Yeah.
He's everybody's.
She tunes in, says hi, and then turns right back off. She told me. It's like, hi guys, hi mom, and then she's like, and I'm done watching these idiots. I'm embarrassed that you're my son.
I have them. Like, is he alive? Good.
He's not in a quicksand pit. No, that's my mom. She's great.
The skill and the book real quick on resources.
Hope things are well in Canada.
It's a
Yeah.
background.
Right, I'm trying to find it real quick.
I think my name shall be Mr. Goodbar.
Yes. You do have code names
Oh, good.
that you have to choose as well.
It would be the good bar.
My real name is Alfie Longstreet.
Alfie's Longstreet.
Alfie Longstreet. He's a mechanic and wannabe inventor, and moonlights as a chauffeur, which is a vampire had called up his services and tried to ghoul him, but was interrupted by a strike force of Spectre that was after the vampire.
Oh, that's all.
I was, almost got succumbed, but they
I
had,
almost succumbed yesterday.
No.
Oh, I'm offended.
darn it, you know all the best succumbuses.
Ben said things are well in Canada.
Good.
Anastasia. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Anastasia.
You didn't report us, did you, Anastasia?
Anastasia would report us. Anastasia would beat the person up who reported us.
Yeah.
Just so those are watching, we are banned from TikTok for offending people with Ghostbusters of all things. So, yeah, no TikTok. So you have to catch us here.
We're not banned for life as far as I know.
Anyway,
Yeah.
for the moment.
You wait until we get naked and
We're appealing, so
yeah, we are bananas.
and not yell about it.
Yeah,
I'm going to sign in
Or
as
are
an
we?
apple. I'm so offended by the banana remark.
Oh, I'm
I'm
sorry.
an apple.
I'm a fruit.
No, that's how they pronounce my name.
What if I'm a vegetable?
Apple.
Yeah.
Dennis Apple.
That's how they pronounce my name.
Appleseed.
Which is not right. Wrong inflection.
Wrong inflection. Wrong infection? We have infections?
Inflection.
I'm sorry to offend anybody.
And Facebook just
banned us.
No, it stopped.
It's working here.
Well, I'm not getting a signal coming through. It's glitched. It stopped.
Uh-oh.
I'm wondering if having all the polls on the internet are causing it to do that. Because you're on your internet, right? So are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's got a solid
Yeah, but it's still...
thing going. I don't know.
It's not red.
No different than anything else we've done before.
You didn't share it, did you?
No. I haven't done anything.
Don't you share a thing.
Let me go on and look at this real quick.
Share.
Let me do
But Facebook had a hiccup. It's good, he says. Thank you, Ben.
Oh, okay. So it did have a
I'm
hiccup.
resetting mine here. Okay, we're good. All right.
Seems like every time we start around this time, it kind of freezes up a little.
Well, the entire world is like going, oh, they're certain we're going to get on the internet and destroy their society.
The Raconteur Society.
You get offended and report them.
All right. So
Well, at least Ben's here. Anastasia and
Yes,
my wife and his mom and whoever else we bribed.
We're Targaryen people. Right?
Yeah, I know. Well, those people we have tied up in the basement, and I'm sorry if that offends people that are in basements,
that are in basements.
or that they're tied up.
Yeah,
But you can't do anything about it if you're tied up.
it offends the basement free range people.
Yes, that's right. free range people.
Free range basement prisoners.
Yeah, well, we raise these here folks in the basement. They're free range. They go where they eat off the floor, poop in the corner. They can do whatever they want.
What, guys? I want to have some of them.
So, when you're doing character generation, there are several
It's a serious
types of hunter you can be.
Okay.
You have choices from them. They all have different
Templates.
templates that you can pull off of, or you can just do your own. It doesn't matter which. But the FBI Special Affairs Agent is one. It has all kinds of things behind that. The National Security Agency, the NSA, if you want to play someone who's connected with that, or the Center of Disease Control is another one.
That might actually be good for mine.
The garbage man?
No, I'm going to do the doctor.
There is a magic using type called the Arcanum.
Ooh. Oh, you know what's funny? That's actually from based on something in the Anne Rice books.
Oh, really?
They had something called the, and it was something similar to the Arcanum. And in Anne Rice, it was a group that was looking into supernatural stuff because they mentioned it in the Mayfair Witches, and I think in the Mummy, Anne Rice, the Mummy, one of the guys is a part of it. And I was like, oh, that's really cool that they incorporated that in there.
There's a lot of Vampire the Masquerade took a lot from
Yes.
Vampire Chronicles
Yes.
for sure. You can also play the Society of Leopold, the Inquisition. They're still around.
You could tell by the tattoo in the back of their neck.
Torquemada, you can't torque him out of anything.
And
Sorry that offends any Torquematis.
there's the Bardos, which are children of Osiris disciplines, and then there's Youngbloods, which
who
is
are they?
basically you're a gang of slayers.
Yeah.
You're from a gang of slayers.
I was going to say, who?
So those are
Druids.
templates that you can utilize in the Hunters Hunted.
Okay.
What page do those start on?
Page 37.
Do those give you anything special, or is that just an idea?
It gives you an idea, like what is your chronicle, what is your nature, your demeanor,
Okay.
residence, things
Oh,
like
okay. All right.
that.
But you can make up your own anyway, right?
Right. Absolutely. As in a regular vampire chronicle, the first thing to do is to figure out just who you will play, like we've been doing. Who is he or she? What does he or she look like? And what does she do or he do?
Okay.
They do. One
do you
place to start is to figure out what the character did before finding her current calling. That is, before hunting vampires. Was she a soldier of fortune, powerful political figure, or an accountant? Then, what changed in her life? What made her want to drop everything else to hunt kindred? The last part is tied in with her motivation. Is it revenge or a sense of duty to repel the humans? That's something you have to decide.
I'm a sheep. I want to follow.
Don't be bad.
All right. Here for sheer.
The natures and demeanors are optional, but recommended in order to help you get a grasp of the character. These character traits will be heavily tested in long, dark nights ahead. Maybe your hunter will find out amazing things about themselves, things they could never have discovered at a 9-to-5 office job. Playing with the character's name or nature and demeanor is a challenge, and it is fascinating to come up with the spontaneous reactions to the various story elements that you will find yourself in at every given time. Of course, they're going to give a list of motives. What's motives? There's organizations in chapter 3. I did that. Instead of a haven, you guys will have a residence. And your residence is actually your office.
Hmm.
Your office is at the Galesburg Airport.
At the Galesburg Airport.
Yep, the Galesburg Municipal Airport. There's a cluster of hangars that is Spectre Security LLC. Part of your job is checking cargo planes that are flying in and out of Galesburg, or passengers, or other oddities.
So we only work like once a week, I think.
Yeah. At the
You have
airport.
no other jobs doing security other than the airport.
And the airport. Good.
Right. So literally, when you're not on a hunting expedition, your job is to cross the, yes,
Airport security.
Airport security.
your TSA.
Hey, I'm going to be doing a lot of cavity searches.
Yeah, whenever. 'Cause
I'm sorry, anybody has
And-
cavities?
in 2027, in my particular campaign,
Be a dentist.
Galesburg is a delivery hub. It's become that because being that it has a large freight yard, they've actually expanded on it, along with other types of cargo delivery.
Yeah.
And they, of course, just ship it all either to Peoria or the Quad Cities,
Right.
or off to Chicago or
So a
wherever.
lot of the workplaces are probably warehouses now,
Right.
with Amazon and
Precise. So,
like art materials.
so the airport is actually expanded in order to take in like jumbo jets
Jeez.
and things like that.
Okay.
that are super loaded with cargo.
Definitely an alternative universe here.
Definitely
Yeah.
ingredients. The railroad has railroad tracks that run out there now for loading off planes to rail cars and everything else. So
Makes
your guys' job is to secure that. Now, here's what's crazy. You, the players, are hunter.
Gatherers. I've been wanting to say that all night. That's a gatherers. I'll get these blueberries when you.
I'll get that rabbit over there. That
Somehow this-
masculine rabbit.
Rescue rabbit.
You are
Exactly.
hunters
Hunters on
/ security
fire.
guards. There are actual just security guards that work with you that have no fucking idea
Yeah.
what you do.
Okay.
There is parts of the compound that they do not have access to.
Oh, I hope so.
That's the only difference. And you hold up the facade of, well, I can't get in it either, but it's actually your office space for
Okay.
for the team.
Our secret lair.
Right. And anytime that you guys have to take time off for some reason, it's always the board sending down orders. Well, so gets time off because they requested it for whatever excuse.
Yeah.
You know, and they basically tell you to.
My grandmother died for the 8th time this year.
Right.
She is undead.
Well, no, it's not. It's not that. That's not that subterfuge, really. It's
That's my favorite flavor. It kind of sneaks up on you.
I know. Like that Taco Hell.
it's more like you just have time off for whatever reason.
Right,
They ask
yeah.
questions because they're getting paid out the ass to do that.
Right. Yeah.
The other security guards don't have resources of 5, but they've probably got like a resources of 3, which is
Right.
more than enough. For
Well paid.
Yeah.
Well paid.
Don't ask, don't tell, don't ask questions about anything going on. Just,
Do your job. Look the other way if anything happens.
So
Gotcha.
the airport's a pretty bustling place with a lot of, like I said, cargo flights come in and out. So the security part of the company actually stays pretty big.
Okay.
Chapter 2. And we apologize for anybody who's offended by Chapter 2.
On chapter 11.
And Chapter 11. You want us banned on everything? I'd rather do a Chapter 7 first.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Or the infamous Chapter 13.
Chapter 13.
Or chapter.
Or chapter stick.
Chapter stick. It's very...
That's for your bankrupt lips.
Yes. At least I can afford that.
Under your character sheet where it says motive, all right?
Yes.
The motives that you can have are revenge. The hot burning desire for revenge is one of the most common causes to the hunt.
Montezuma's revenge.
Oh, wait, I see it back.
Montezuma's, also known as Taco Bell.
One time I was eating at this restaurant and he killed everybody, and I had
So we're starting to work through the character sheet a little bit.
Yeah.
And we're in motive right now.
And I'm sorry if that offends anybody on Montezuma's revenge right now.
So these are the motives you can choose from. Revenge. The hot burning desire for revenge is one of the most common causes to hunt. Hate. Hate is a longer lasting motive than revenge. It is usually directed against all kindred, regardless of who or what they have done. Duty. A sharp sense of duty is another call to the hunt. There can be many types of duty claimed, but vampire hunters usually perform their deeds in the name of a religious organization or desire to save humanity. Control. Sometimes control of the kindred is what the hunter seeks. They may have various reasons behind this, involving a plethora of plans or uses to which can be put to vampires. Power. Power. Everyone wants it. Everyone, if they want to use it, only for good. Even if they want to use it for good. For those who hunt vampires, for power, rarely do so for any but selfish reasons. Curiosity. There are a multitude of reasons someone could be curious about vampires, but most of them oftentimes down to sheer desire for knowledge. Fun is a motivation, the motive. It takes a lunatic or a person without fear to purposely hunt vampires for the thrill of it.
Let's stake.
The real scary thing is that you might actually impress a Malkavian.
Well, I'm hiring you.
Yeah.
You're awesome. Insanity.
Well, that's good.
Sometimes you just have to be crazy to hunt vampires. There's some
That'd be
hunters out
funny.
there who have lost the grip with reality.
That'd be my garbage man.
So those are your motives. You can pick, if you need me to go back over those to pick one.
I think I'm going to go with duty.
Duty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just say the names of them real quick.
Okay. Revenge, hate, duty, control, power, curiosity, fun, and insanity.
And this is why you first got into it.
This is your motive, right? This is what is driving you to do the job. This is what's driving you to be a hunter.
I think I'm going to take curiosity, because his is more knowledge about them, what their weaknesses are, what the differences are. Like, he's the one, if there are different clans, he wants to know why there are clans and what they're all about. So I think I'll take curiosity for his.
Okay.
I'm
Columbo?
yeah.
Oh my God.
Him from Taxi.
I'm just here for fun.
For fun.
Oh my God.
Well, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Yep.
All right.
I think, yeah.
You will backtrack and do nature and demeanor and all that stuff after this, but I found a good line now, so I'm running with it. So moving on to method. Once a hunter has reason to take up a hunt, they must now know how to go about it. Does she use the methods of science to come up with the ways for stopping the kindred, or does religion guide her on her quest? Does she use magic to control them, or trickery to play them into like chess pieces? Or maybe she uses street-learned investigative skills to find them, and the big guns to destroy them. Below are a list of the methods hunters use in Hunter's Hunter. Right. So the methods are scientific method, the religious method, and there's some weird things in the religious method, like scientific method straightforward. This is the method used by scientists, inventors, and anyone who hunts vampires with the aim of using the technology and theories of science to defeat their mysterious foes. The religious method. This is a method followed by those who religion and faith guide them in their hunt. Tenets of their religion are both the source of their strength and of their limitations. Faith can give amazing resilience to a person, but can narrowly define their beliefs and perceptions also. So a few of the things you can do with the religious method is called the armor of God, holy symbols. In legends, presentations of the holy symbol to a vampire will cause it to turn back, to cringe from the symbol's power. The power, though, is in the user, not the object. It is actually his faith, this ability to channel his belief in the vision of the all, and that causes the effects in the vampires. Why? There are many theories to this, and there are religions in the world, as many as religions in the world. Another aspect of it is where evil may not tread, holy ground and sacred sites. A hunter can also rely upon certain places where vampires may not be able to enter. Places with faith, churches, sacred sites, ancient pagan places of power, Indian burial grounds, all have reserves of faith that a hunter can call on to augment their own innate faith for the turning away of a vampire.
And that's completely coin laundries, too.
Coin laundry.
Yeah.
Another one is food of the gods, sacraments. Some items blessed through the religious ceremony may also have an effect on vampires. A vampire who ingests the peyote button after it's been blessed by a Native American church ceremony may have a truly terrifying experience and may take aggravated health damage as the drug goes through the system.
I did that once, and I forgot where I parked my hammock.
Another method is the occult method.
Oh, foreboding!
This method uses the power of magic to perform its deeds. It is used by magi and other hunters who principal means for hunting kindred involve thaumaturgy, which is the magic in White Wolf and this Vampire the Masquerade. It also used by supernatural beings such as werewolves, ghosts, and those who hunt kindred. So parts of the paths in the cult are those who share the night, supernatural hunters. There are many hunters of kindred who, like them, are also on the other side of the veil of reality, or at least have glimpses of beyond it. These are the other supernatural denizens of the world, or at least the half-world. Many of them hate the kindred for their own reasons, and those who hurt the kindred can be considered as hunters. The kindred are gifted with superior knowledge and experience.
It's better. I went to like some sort of frat party, and that's how I learned my cult powers.
Frat party.
Yeah, it's really weird. Man, what do you have to do with that kinker?
There's equipment for the hunt and a restriction also with that. The detective method. This is the method for gumshoes, private eyes, and hunters with a sharp reasoning skill of Sherlock Holmes. It uses deductive reasoning and investigation and tracking down the kindred.
Ooh.
Some of the things with that is the face behind the mask. You can do disguises. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you may want to be recognized. You don't want to be recognized while performing your duty. In this case, it's best to have some dark familiarity with disguises. So that's the detective method. Another method is the manipulative method. This is a very dangerous method. It requires great skill and perception for its aim to manipulate the kindred to the hunter's own ends. It requires secrecy for its best when the identity of the existence of a hunter is unknown to those he manipulates. So that's the manipulative method. The heavy firepower method. To some hunters,
Pretty self-explanatory.
To all the hunters, all the other methods above are too subtle or too time-consuming, with no guarantee of success. For these, the favored method is to take battle straight to the kindred, face-to-face with heavy firepower. This was the method that my original hunter took.
Right.
The loser's method, which is another choice, and the last choice you can get. Any of the above methods can quickly go wrong, leading the hunter to make a dumb mistake. Overconfidence is the most common cause for the loser's method. As soon as a hunter begins to believe she has nothing to fear from the kindred, she is sure to make a mistake. As soon as she stops looking over her shoulder, as soon as she forgets to pack her cross, then it's all over. So those are the methods, which are right below motive on the character sheet. I'll run back through them again real quick.
Okay.
You have the scientific method, the religious method, the occult method, the detective method, the manipulative method, the heavy firepower method, and the loser's method. Please select one of those.
Yeah. Since I've got my background of the wannabe inventor, it's definitely the scientific method.
Yeah, I think being a doctor, mine's also scientific. I thought about detective, but I think scientific fits in better.
Okay.
So Kleptopina Randall on Twitch. I heard Karen too. They speak. I want to speak to your manager.
Say I told you.
Info. I'd like to talk to you about your car's extended warranty.
Those are chats.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, excuse me. So once you've picked your method, we'll move on. We'll go ahead and skip concept for now, because it's in here too, but I'm just going through the book
Okay.
as we go. So skills, talents, and attributes. So talents, skills, and attributes. It's under abilities. There are many important details which the hunter must attend to if she plans to hunt the undead. Hunting is a profession and thus requires skills tailored to its particular pursuits. This section examines skills and backgrounds and how they are used by hunters for their job. So knowledge. Where's that?
Oh, talent, skills, and knowledges.
Yeah. Oh, knowledge. A cult with a specialization in vampire is a good starting place. So under the knowledge
Right.
vein there. The problem is that without experience, you cannot be sure which information is pure myth. The more specialized kindred lore from the player's guide is more reliable, but it only comes after experience. Also, complementary are spirit lore and magus lore. Sometimes spirit can tell things about kindred not heard on the street, but understanding them is tough. Magus lore can lead you to contacts who may be able to give you supernatural aid in your hunt, but beware of those who would simply use you for their own ends. Talents. One of the most important talents to have when hunting vampires is alertness.
Yeah.
As kindred and their servants try to get to you before you get to them, you will need to hone your abilities to notice what is going on around you to a razor sharpness. Wait, what's that? There was a shadow, a ghoul with a gun? Dive for cover! When someone out there is trying to plug you, lack of this talent can lead to some serious holes in your training.
What?
So under attributes,
I don't know what you're talking
stamina. Stamina is one of the more useful attributes for the long days and nights on hot pursuit. Sometimes hunting requires a 25 or plus hour day. Without pharmaceuticals, and even with them, it's going to be tough to keep up with your more powerful prey, so keep in shape.
I guess that's where your
your powder trail comes in.
Like cocaine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Manipulation.
I've traded it for PCP.
Manipulation may be necessary to help convince the police that no, they should not lock you up. They really are vampires and you're going to stop them. Sure, buddy. You tell that to the shrink.
I've talked to Shrink Rat before.
Yeah, I'm going to let him handle that.
Moving on. To
Catch me where I hid this banana.
All right. So here's the backgrounds available for hunters. Resources, which you guys automatically have an automatic 5.
Right.
Money is power. The lack of it makes an already tough job even tougher. Sure, wooden stakes do grow on trees, but nothing else that you are going to need does. You have the ability to afford. You have to have the ability to fix your car if it breaks down. You're going to lose.
You don't need to wear car insurance. Extended warranty.
That's what Spectre does. Gives us the extended warranty.
Yeah. That's actually what they actually are. That.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
They're actually reaching out for vampire slayers.
I have seen this warranty
We're
thing.
reaching out about your extended car warranty. Screw you, I was attacked by a vampire. You want a job?
Yep.
Good. You know what we're doing, really. That's how I talk.
I'm from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm not a vampire.
I do not say blah, blah, blah.
How do you not? Read my Wookiee, it's not a werewolf.
My Wookiee.
She's stuck in the Wookiee suit, he can't unzip it, so, you know. I think he's a werewolf, but no.
He's just an enraged man.
Well, he's actually very dehydrated. And the zipper around the mouth, it's kind of stuck and shut. We got the mommy. Hi dear, want some cookies?
That's my mommy.
That's my mommy, hello.
Real quick, guys.
And the creature from the Black Lagoon, he works in the sanitation department.
It's really bad down there. And then what I've seen things.
Watch Rob Zombie's El
we all
Super
quote.
Beasto. The Haunted World of El Super Beasto is the animated one.
Yeah.
Pretty dirty, but at one point El Super Beasto is like handing out autograph, like he cuts in line, people are getting mad, so he hands out autograph pictures, and it's just this cartoon looking creature from the Black Lagoon grabs it, and then in like Samuel L. Jackson's voice, man, I don't want that shit. It was just so funny because you're like, I did not expect that voice to come out of that character. It was hilarious. That cartoon is bizarre.
I'll have to watch that.
He was influenced by Ren and Stimpy and Ralph Bakshi movies.
That makes a lot of sense then.
Yeah, and his wife does the voice of Susie X, who's the hot monster slayer with the eye patch.
I have to
The
watch
sad
it.
thing about the original vampire books is they don't tell you where shit's at.
Yeah, I tell
Yeah.
you, it's right here.
The shit is in the fan.
Yep. And we're going to turn it on. Plug it in, buddy.
Bear with me, guys. It's been a coon's age since I've generated
I'm offended
so
about your age.
Oh, and the new
Yeah.
the new trailer for Monsters is out too. That
I
was
saw
pretty
that.
funny.
I like it.
I like it too.
It's funny that they're having both of them at the same time again, just like it was back in the day. It's like, what is this?
What's that?
Well, you got Adam's Family and then
Yeah, Adam's Family and the Monsters.
that's crazy.
What were you looking for, Rob?
Everything.
Well, I mean,
I'm trying
And
to find
the guy who plays Grandpa Monster
explanation of
is
The big mustache.
yeah. You remember the movie Dudes Biscuit? It's him.
Oh, it's him.
And he was in U.S. Marshals as one of the guys, Daniel Roebuck.
Yeah.
I love that actor. But yeah,
he's
he's
good.
playing Grandpa Monster.
weird. What was
And remember that teenage rock star and they had the devil that was like Paul Lynde?
Yeah, that was him.
That was him too.
Huh.
I did not know that.
Wow.
I was like, Daniel Roebuck.
See, not only do you have role playing and laughs and yucks, but you have informational stuff. Like
Useless trivia.
that. Useless. But for
My
us,
head is full of it.
Player's Handbook more descriptive. I can't remember.
it is full of funny pictures.
I think if you look at the back where the character sheet is, it might tell you like how many points you get to put in everything.
Pretty picture.
well, down at the end, bottom of the thing is, so much for
Oh yeah, it is
each of
there.
the thing of attributes, each
Yeah.
of the
Yeah,
thing
I
of
get you
abilities.
that,
But
Oh, look, a thesaurus. Oh my god, a thorath.
He's extinct.
Thesaurus.
He's extinct. Expired.
Yeah.
I'm going to make
they
a
did not have an index or glossary on this book, so it does make it.
I forgot that was there.
And for any paleontologists out there, I apologize.
Okay, background. There we go. Yay, found it.
I'm not going to pick with
What
you.
page?
Jeez, 120, or 129.
Page is
129. Oh, you're in the
I'm in the Vampire the Masquerade book. Sorry. Not in the Hunter's Hunter. I jumped over. So, some of the so we'll just knock out backgrounds real quick. I know we're kind of jumping all over the character sheet right now.
No, that's fine.
I feel like Hubert here.
I'm just all over. So the backgrounds that you have available in the main book are allies, contacts, fame. We don't have generation because you're not vampires, and you don't have herd. Influence, mentor, resources. Okay, I want to stop here right quick because so explain to you when you have resources of 5 in the game, it's a little bit different because this is old resources. The newer resources are going to be a little bit different. But a resources of 5 is a ridiculous affluence, a millionaire.
Ridiculous.
Your haven is limited by little save your imagination. If liquidated, you would have at least 500 or 5 million in cash allowances and 30,000 a month. That has changed because of modern times. It would actually be 15 million and somewhere around $130,000 a month. So right now that's what you make.
Okay.
Is that much.
I have 2 copies of DC Action Comics #1.
Well, I don't.
Here's the interesting thing. We'll get into that into the game once we start playing it. But one thing also that is allowed is when you guys say bust a coven up or a current up or something like that, the treasure that's received, you only have to send 10% back to Spectre. He expects at least 10%. And he expects 10%, and anything that you don't understand, if you find like an item of some type and you're like, I don't know what this does, you got to send that too. But as far as raw resources go, money, drugs, items of any type, like just normal items like
vinyl records, cars,
art, and things like that.
Vinyl records, porno records.
Yes, any of that. He wants.
I know what to do with this.
He wants 10% of the finance.
I'll give him 10%.
Sent to him, and anything else you guys get to keep, unless it's something you just don't understand.
I don't understand the
Like
skin
this
dive.
book,
I don't.
it's got a bunch of weird pictures in it. I don't know what it is.
There's
He'd
monkeys.
He'd probably say, don't look at it and send it to me.
Okay, yeah.
Send it,
Describe me what you're
You never
wearing.
actually talked to Spectre.
Bound in human flesh and inked in blood is our funerary incantation. Should I be reading this into a tape recorder? No, send that to me.
That's
I think we should go to a cabin, like isolated somewhere and read
You
it.
never actually talked to Spectre either. You always talked to the board of directors.
Oh, come on. It's got to be a little speaker on the table like Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels.
That's one thing in the company.
Hello, girls.
There's pictures
They're
of
not
him,
girls.
like company pictures and stuff, but he's never.
Our founder.
Founder. So Ronald McDonald.
You might get emails that have his email like CC'd or whatever to it, but you never get one directly from him.
Yeah.
If you do, they basically tell you if you do get an email from Spectre, something's really fucked up. So retainers is another thing you can have. Status.
For your teeth?
Status. And then also hunters have contacts, fame,
Okay.
and reputation.
Okay. What's the difference?
Backgrounds.
What's the difference between reputation and status? Reputation is just among hunters.
Reputation. Anytime the situation arises where someone may recognize you, the storyteller rolls their intelligence plus your reputation against the difficulty of 7. One success means they recognize you as a hunter, but may not know who you are.
What if you don't know who you are?
2 successes and they know your name. 3 successes and they know the names of those kindred you have killed.
So it's like a game show.
And may fear you, hate you, or idolize you, depending on who it is making the roll.
It is a game show.
It's a game show.
Vampire's Got Talent.
So having reputation, the more you have,
Pennsylvania's got
the
talent.
more of it you have, basically, it's detrimental.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's like a 1. Some vampires may have heard of you.
Oh yes, I know that.
It's reputation.
Even in
within,
the wilds of Transylvania.
it's reputation within the
Hills and hollers.
within the masquerade, basically. So 1, some vampires may have heard of you. 2, your name is known by most kindred. 3, most vampires will go to lengths to avoid you. They know when you're in town. Or 5, you're on the Justicar's list as an enemy of the kindred.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then in reference to the other one,
Kind of like Blade.
Status.
5.
status.
Yeah.
Or Van Helsing.
Yeah.
Where did I say status?
So reputation is among the kindred, and then status is among
Status.
is among the hunters.
Silence greeted the newcomer. Well, that's a hold on. They're doing the whole. I'm going to wax poetic real quick.
Oh.
High status.
going
So
to
it's status
remove
among the
this hair from your
Camarilla is
body.
what it is. So if you have status as being. It's a vampire. So this actually wouldn't be for the Camarilla. It'd be status amongst your hunters.
Okay, so status amongst hunters, reputation is amongst vampires.
Reputation's amongst vampires. So the higher status you have, of course, is basically if you have a status of 5, Mr. Spectre probably has heard your name. Type of thing.
He's like, I'll take him out for ice cream someday.
Right. You've actually, for some reason, he knows you.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Or a lot of hunters in different hunter groups. Like, oh man, that's so and so. How you doing? I've heard of you.
That's Crazy Jim.
That's Crazy Jim.
That's crazy deal. Because my deals are crazy.
That's the background.
I'll be the seal for a better deal. I'm sorry for anybody who's offended by beatings or seals, but I'm talking about seal of a door. None of that. Cool. Yeah, not that.
Don't think you guys have
Any seals? We do not have any seals.
yeah.
And we don't have virtues either.
You have your virtues down there already.
So we do?
Yeah.
Okay, well, what if I'm the occult thermaturge? What do I gotta have?
Thaumaturgy?
Yep. I have thermaturge. I got thermaturge.
Thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy.
Thermaturgy.
I think you're a gynecologist.
I do it on a charcuterie board.
There you go. Take that, you vampire.
Oh God!
Did you stake him in the Did you stake him in the heart? Nope.
Nope.
Thumbed his ass. He just turned into dust.
Yeah.
Slay him.
Sunshine enema.
Sunshine and the light on the it's a UV light on his glove. He just sunshine enema.
Oh my goodness.
Nasty.
Well, we are at an airport, so we are checking
Body cavity, sir.
body carrier search. Well, put on my UV gloves.
Got a pretty mile.
You got even pure. I'm sorry if anybody's offended by gloves. Or UV light, especially UV light. Sorry.
All right.
Like how you're worried about gloves and UV light, not sticking a thumb up the butt.
Dropping down
Nobody's
to,
offended by that.
Dropping down to your virtues down there.
Dropping down to our trousers.
Yeah.
So
We've already done there. We're down there already.
confidence is a trait that allows character to evaluate their conduct with relations to what is right and wrong.
Okay.
Of course. Self-control defines the character's disciplines and mastery of the beast, or your,
In a rage.
right, in a rage. Courage is courage. All characters have courage traits, regardless of the path.
So we have an animated dog with us?
So you have 7 points to distribute in virtues.
Okay.
You have 5 points to distribute in backgrounds.
Okay.
Okay, wait. So we have 5 points in
But
background.
don't put any in resources.
Right.
Your resources.
That's a free one.
Abilities up top. or attributes up top, you have 6, 4, 3. So if you divide that amongst physical, social, and mental. So
6, 4, 3.
Right, you have 6 points, 4 points, and 3 points. They're lots. So like you might assign 6 points to go into physical, or 4 points to go into mental, and 3 into social, or however you want to arrange that.
Yeah.
Same way with attributes. Attributes have 11, 7, and 4.
Gotcha.
11, 7, and 4.
Okay. And your backgrounds have 5, your virtues have 7, and you have 21 preview points. And if you'll notice on the bottom it says 21 points for preview points, 21, 5, 2, 1.
Okay, so yeah.
So
I'm
that
writing this down, and here it is at the bottom of the page.
Yeah. So the 5, 2, 1 is
5 for attributes.
5 for attributes, 2 for. Or,
2 for abilities.
no, I think isn't that the cost? Isn't it?
Yes. No?
Yeah, if it's like the old other White Wolf games, like to get 1 more point in an attribute, it's 5 freebie
yeah,
points.
that's right. Yeah.
Skills are 2 freebie points for a dot.
That's right. Then
1 must be for
advantages are 1 for 1.
backgrounds. Okay.
All right. So magic. You were asking about magic.
Yes.
We're working through that. So we'll jump over to humanity. The trait of humanity is integral to the underlying theme of the game. It is the moral code that allows your character to retain their moral sensibilities in the face of their whateverness. In essence, it is what keeps you from becoming going nuts, basically. So depending on how many points you do into that, well, you got kind of like 1 is monstrous, or none is monstrous. 1 is horrific, 2 is bestial, 3 is cold, 4 is unfeeling, 5 is distant, 6 is removed, 7 is normal, 8 is caring. Humanity in this one, I think, though, runs different. Hang on. That's the way it runs for Kindred. Hold on 1 second. Hold, please.
I swear this thing is always putting me on hold. I like the music, though.
Walker Grimes. Dennis Quincy, the Uncanny Dandy. Templates in the back of the book. Famous hunters.
Anastasia says, UV prostate exam. Yes, yes. Here at the Raconteur Society, we give them every moment of the day.
Once over.
Once over. We even have coupons.
All right, so that's humanity. Your willpower. The more, if you have a full willpower, you're unshakable. If you only have 1, you're spineless.
Okay.
So,
does it say what we start with in humanity, or do we start with?
I was trying to find that. Wait a minute. Oh, that's not it.
I thought those were derived stats based on other stuff.
They might be.
I believe they are. Hold on. I'll just read through it real quick here.
Okay.
Humanity, unlike other traits, is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, as it is more complex than a 1 to 5 qualification allows. Also, just because a character follows the path of humanity doesn't mean that they are friendly, cardinal saint. Some are predators by nature, and humanity only gifts them with the ability to pretend they are not. It is an inward charade that protects the vampire from herself, such as Masquerade. Mortals who typically follow the path of humanity, though this is largely out of ignorance, they don't know they can be anything else. As such, the mechanical system for moral rarely comes into play for certainly some rapists, murderers, and they'll have low humanity scores. Don't say that. Would it be simple to just say, they start with this much humanity?
Does it say it in the actual Hunter's book then?
No. It's just as vague.
Here, let me take a look at your hunter.
It's just the source book.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
If I could read, I would have come in. Yeah, for some reason, I can only read Plumber's manual.
Oh, there it is. Page 58 in the Hunter's book. Right across from the character.
Oh, look at that. A creation outline.
I was going to say, they have one. There you be, sir.
All right.
Again, they'll save today.
Let's run down the creation outline. Here we go. Step 1, create your concept. Who are you? Identify concept. Who are you before taking up the hunt? Choose motivation. We did that. We chose the method. Choose nature and demeanor, which are optional. What is yours personal? So nature and demeanor are part of those. What about that?
They're in the book somewhere.
I know most of the White Wolf books, like the player's guides, have a list, and it's always the same. If it's not in the Hunter's Hunted book.
Nature and demeanor are under.
Yeah, the humanity is conscious plus self-control, and willpower is your courage.
Right. Well, the index doesn't have nature or demeanor listed. Damn it.
I think that's just basically the player's book,
Player's handbook?
the regular vampire player's book.
Of which I have also. If you really want to take it back, before they had Hunter, they had witch hunters.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, there was a outline for them in the old player's handbook. This is an old player's handbook. And thank you, Christopher, for selling me your collection. I know it's in here. Come on, baby. Give it to me. Found merits and flaws. That helps. We'll get into that here in a minute. Do you guys have talents, do you? On this? You don't have talents.
Talents is in the abilities section.
Skills.
Yeah, we got talent, skills, and knowledges.
Oh yeah, talents. So yeah. Do you have any of those in your ability skills? Yes. In ability area, do you have a question about any of those?
No, I'm good.
I have those. Do you have a question about them? I found where they're at. All Archetypes. Yay. What are those?
Oh, yeah, those are the natures and demeanors, I think. Or, well, I don't know if they are or not.
They would be.
Yeah, nature and demeanor.
Yeah.
Okay, found it. Yay. All right, so nature. Your nature is how you truly are. Your demeanor is how you show yourself to the world.
Right.
So, your choices for either one of those are autocrat, autist, not artist, autist, A-U-T-I-S-T.
Okay.
You must hide your secrets from others. Avant-garde, competitor, confident, critic, job's worth, honest abe, masochist, mediator, perfectionist, poltroon. Poltroon is meeting trouble or anything else head on, is the tactic of fools and optimists. The sensible way to deal with the trouble is to deny it a target. Optimist, pedigree. You've been in a few places, seen a few things, and picked up a thing or two along the way, and you'd like to tell everyone about what you've learned. Teaching is your avocation.
What is that one called?
Pedagogue, P-E-D.
Oh, pedagogue. Okay.
Pedagogue. Penitent. You are unworthy. You are sinful. You are at your base vile and lacking in nature.
Only the penitent man shall.
Praise seeker. Simpleton. Slob. Psychopath.
What's that?
Psychopath. In the grand scheme of things, you are small and weak and not fit for survival. Your best hope is to find someone who is more powerful than you and persuade them to take care of you. So those are your nature and demeanor choices.
What is honest aid? I'm assuming it's just always telling the truth, or
You have a moderate temperament and refrain from telling lies and stealing from others at all cost. You were brought up to live honestly and openly and to be good to others. Simple truths by which you have lived your life ever since. You are not a dog fart. You are
not a dog fart.
sorry.
That's good.
Dogamist. Do not insist that others live as you do, nor have you constructed a complicated set of rules for yourself.
Okay. Can you read through that one more time?
Absolutely. Autocrat.
Okay, now what is
You must have complete control of the situation, complete control over those around you, and as much control over fate as you can possible.
Yeah.
Autist. You must hide your secrets from others, even more importantly, you hide your true self. Anyone who understands you can hurt you. Avant-garde. You must always be in the forefront, always the first with the piece of news, the new dance or fashion trend, or the discovered art. Nothing pains you more than hearing secondhand news, or being told of a hot new band or something by someone else. Competitor. You are driven by the need to win at all costs. The thrill of victory is the only thrill that you recognize. Confident. You understand people, and more importantly, you like them. You're a facilitator who listens and gives advice.
Now, nature is
what you are real and for real. Who you are as yourself. Demeanor is how you project.
So how do you spell that? C-O what?
C-O-N-F-I-D-A-N-T. Confidant.
I'm full of Dan.
Critic. Nothing in the world should be accepted without thorough scrutiny and examination. Nothing is ever perfect, and the blemishes must be pointed out in order for the good to be truly known. job's worth, you are dedicated to the unbroken routine of your existence and will refuse to do anything which compromises your routine and established practices. On the spade, you are moderate temperament, and refrain from telling lies and stealing. Masochist, you like to push the boundaries and try to see how much you can take, how much pain you can tolerate before you collapse. Mediator, the world is full of people who want things. Some things people want exactly the same. Sometimes people want exactly the same thing. Some people have what other people want and would be willing to talk about working out a deal, but just don't know how to start. Wanting to some particular quirk in human nature, these people often have immense trouble finding and communicating with each other. Perfectionist, you can't stand imperfection, not in others, and certainly not in yourself. Neither can you tolerate those who do not do everything they can to do their best. Poltroon, meeting trouble or anything else head on is the tactic of fools and optimists. The sensible way to deal with the trouble is to deny it a target. While some people might accuse you of sticking your head in the sand, they do have to admit that it has remained on your shoulders for quite some time. It looks like you will continue to do. Optimist, everything always turns out for the best. That is your simple motto for life, and you know it. You know, if you can just keep cheerful and stop worrying, your problems will never be with you forever. Pedigue, you've been a few places, seen a few things, and picked up a thing along the way. You like to tell people around you what you've learned. Teaching is your avocation. Penitent, you're unworthy, you're sinful, you are basically gutter trash. Praise seeker, you get your self-worth entirely from others, you crave approval and praise and will go to extreme lengths to get it. You will risk yourself and not think of, you'll risk yourself for things that you love if necessary. Simpleton, you are a naive, unsophisticated thinker, and you have no time or ability for subtlety, deceit, or duplicity. You take everything at face value, have a tendency to believe everything you're told, and rarely see the hidden motives in others. Slob, it is not that you're lazy, but effort is a precious thing and not to be wasted. A lot of people spend a lot of time and trouble doing things they don't need to do. Their house is cleaner than a hospital, so on and so forth. And the last one is Psychopath. In the general scheme of things, you are small and weak and not fit for survival. Your best hope is to find someone who is more powerful than you and persuade them to take care of you. In return, you will serve them, admire them, and follow them. Those are for your nature and demeanors.
You take it, Dale.
My guy, his nature is confidant.
No.
So yeah, basically
Confidant or confident?
confidant. So people talk to him, and he actually cares for people, being a doctor. And then his demeanor is pedagogue. So I figure he's a doctor. So it's like, oh yes, I've read an article, and I spent time overseas in the Peace Corps and knew about this, and I heard about hopping vampires when I was in Asia or whatever.
Yeah.
Asia.
Yeah, in Norwegia.
Norwegian.
We're sorry if anyone from Norwegia is offended.
So yeah, I took confidant and pedagogue. Okay. And I was going to ask you about that Demon Hunter X.
Yeah.
So do I have to be Asian, or is it like maybe I just spend time over there?
You have for some, you can be whatever you want.
Right.
You can either be from the continent or you somehow
stayed there for a while.
Yeah, maybe you
live there for a while.
Live there, to maybe student something, or it could even be that you didn't go to there until you had the job. and then it was something along the lines of, "Hey, you know, somebody in the company said we noticed you have this ability, this interest in this ability. So if you want to, we'll ship you over there and have you hang out with those folks that are connected to us, and you can learn their stuff, and then come back or whatever."
Okay.
What'd you take, Dennis?
Well, I went with the confidant for the nature, but for the demeanor,
maybe kind of cool. As a doctor,
just
head on.
Right.
he would have spent time over there.
Right.
Dennis, what'd you take? I'm sorry, for nature demeanor.
nature confidant as well,
Yeah.
but demeanor poltroon.
Oh yeah, okay.
Would you hand that?
That's cool.
Yeah. You want to take a look at it, Dale?
Yeah, I'll take a look. Thank you. Take a browse through there and see if maybe I actually do.
All right.
Rob, did you toss my sweater over, please?
See, I don't know if I should do optimist or do what you have, the future one, because it's kind of like full of
Pedagogue, yeah, and I just figured because, and if I do make him the demon hunter, I figure I give him linguistics of 1, so I think every dot is another
Cunning
language.
linguistics.
I think every dot is another language, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking about having him speak Japanese, and he actually spent time over there before he actually. I'm turning Japanese. Before he became part of Spectre, he spent time over there and kind of learned like medicines over there, and that's where he kind of like started to learn about the chi and kind of got interested in the occult.
Right.
As well as the science. And then when he came back, the thing with the vampire happened. He's like, what the hell?
Was he maybe in the armed forces prior? Maybe he was stationed over there, perhaps, as a doctor.
No, I didn't want him to be in the armed forces. No, I think he was just over there for like education after college.
Okay.
And lived over there for like 5 or 6 years. I see this guy as being.
But they all had to be between the age of 45 and 72. So I avoid all wells.
Avoid wells completely. There's a sinkhole around here. Could be dangerous.
In Traveler, you would have had made multiple rules for loss of stat and
But I don't. I guess, is that more pedagogue, or is that more simpleton, or is that more
simpleton?
Well, that might have optimist.
Not prime.
Optimus.
Roll out.
Well, we're my new T-shirt. Let's roll.
Let's roll.
Let's roll. Yeah, we got dice here.
Yeah.
All right, how you spelling your thing?
Yeah. What thing?
The P.
Oh, pedagogue.
Yeah.
PEDIGOGUE.
That's not what I'm looking at.
I think that's how it's spelled.
That sounds good to me.
Shoot, I want someone's doing. All right, so when you get done with nature and demeanor, your residence is
Galesburg Airport.
in your motto. We went over that, your method, and your concept. So,
Concept. What's that?
your concept.
Did we go over
I just put doctor.
Oh, okay, we
I
are.
think that's kind of what it
I
is.
see. That's fine.
And what are you? Who were you before taking up the hunt? Is your concept? Like he said, you'd see a doctor. You could have been Fluffer.
Fluffer and pillows.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly it.
And we apologize for any,
We didn't mean to put any fluffers out there.
yes, any fluffers or buffers or fluffers or
Or anything like
Cuffers.
that. Yeah.
or even maid services for fluffing pillows. Don't ban us. There's only like 3 of you watching us, so don't do it.
Oh boy.
So what about the Magi business?
I'm working on that.
Okay.
That might be something you and I have to discuss later.
Okay. And I don't want to spend points on stuff until I know for sure what I need, I guess.
Well, we can adjust afterwards too. So prioritize your categories. Primary, secondary, tertiary, physical traits. So yeah, so basically choose the, pick what traits you want, put points in those. Or your abilities, I mean. Or wait, did it say abilities or attributes?
I'm sorry, what?
Oh yeah, do your attributes first. Choose your points to distribute within your attributes. Choose your points then to distribute into your abilities. Using the point system down below at the bottom of the page. Or the character sheet, I mean. Then we'll look at background traits. It'd be great if they had this sheet, like, they have this character thing right here. If it just said page number, da-da-da.
Yeah.
Page number, da-da-da.
Yeah.
Not that you can fix it now, but it's already been printed.
And you always mark up your copy.
Plan to.
That's what index cards are for, sure. Some of my old books.
Yep. One thing we need to do also is merits and flaws. And those give you points or take away points depending on what you're doing. And I have the merits and flaws pulled up at the moment in the player's handbook. That half my player's handbook just fell out. That's awesome.
Yay!
Oh.
It's an old ass book. I can't help it. All right, so merits and flaws. Merits and flaws are in 2 classes of traits. Merits and things that work to the character's advantage, and flaws are things that work to the character's disadvantage. There are ways in which you can describe your character in more detail than provide in the basic rules, but these new rules are optional. All right, so psychologicals. 1 point merit is code of honor. Higher purpose, berserker, dual nature. You have 2 distinct natures, both of which have an influence on your personality and behavior.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Yep. Intolerance. You have a reasoning to dislike something. Overconfident. You have an exaggerated, unshakable estimation of your own self.
I'm sorry, what page are you on?
33 of the player's handbook.
3. Okay.
Mild phobia. Prey exclusion. You won't have that. Yeah.
I'm a vegetarian.
Vegetarian. Speech impediment. That's a flaw. Shy is a flaw. Compulsion is a flaw. Soft-hearted is a flaw. Nightmares, flaw. Dark secrets, a 1 point flaw.
How much is the soft-hearted flaw?
Soft-hearted. You cannot stand to witness others suffering. Not necessarily because you care about what's happened to them, but simply because you dislike the intensity of emotion. If you are the direct cause of suffering, you must witness it, and it will bring you days of nausea and sleepless grief. Avoid situations where you might have to witness suffering, and you will do anything you can to keep others away from it as well.
How many points is it?
1.
1 point flaw.
1 point flaw. Nightmares, 1 point flaw. Dark secret is a 1 point flaw. Low self-image is a 2 point flaw. Short fuse is a 2 point flaw. Vengeance is a 2 point flaw. And the flaws, the amount of points the flaws have gives you more points to spend on your character. Mm-hmm. Or to spend by merits. Mm-hmm. Hatred is a 3 point flaw. Severe phobia is a 3 point flaw. Driving goals is a 3 point flaw. Those are all the psychological. Mental ones.
How much is the short fuse?
Short fuse is
2, I think, wasn't it?
2. Yep.
Okay.
The mental ones are common sense is a merit. 1 point merit. Time sense is 1 point merit. Concentration is 1 point merit. Lightning calculator is 1 point merit.
Common sense, exactly. How is that merit?
You have a copy of the book in your pocket.
You have a significant amount of practical everyday wisdom, and you can be of great advantage. It can be of great advantage. Whenever you are about to do something counter to common sense, the storyteller has the task of alerting you to what you are trying to do and how you might do it.
I don't want any common sense.
I don't want to be so bad.
Light sleeper, 2 point merit. Eidetic memory, 2 point merit. You can remember things seen and heard with perfect detail. Iron will, 3 point merit. When you are determined and your mind is set, nothing can thwart you from your goals.
Now, you're reading out of the player's book, right?
Yeah.
Okay. In the actual Hunter book, the Iron Will, it costs us 1 extra, so that's worth 4 points.
Where are you finding it?
The cost, that was roughly page 60.
And then there's some in here, too, I'll read off.
Oh, he's looking at the same thing.
Yeah, Iron Will for the player's guide. This is what it says in the Hunter book. This
4
costs
points,
costs 1 extra point, 4 points total for a mortal hunter to be immune to kindred domination.
Okay, there's that. Psychological addicted to kindred vitae has a 3 point flaw. Basically, you can drink blood.
No.
You can drink vampire blood and get a boost.
Thick skin, kindred.
Yeah, thick skin is a 2 point merit. Hemophiliac is a 3 point flaw. If you get cut, you will not stop bleeding without medical help. Really bad when dealing with vampires.
Yes.
Potent blood. Your blood, for some reason, is very potent and kindred desire to drink it.
Who is the thick-skinned?
Thick skin is a 2 point merit. And kindred must make their strength plus potence roll versus your stamina to penetrate your skin with their bite. They can't bite you as easy.
Yeah.
Poisonous blood. Your blood is poison to the kindred. Resemble a kindred. 2 point merit. You look like a vampire. Usually pale and thin and
Not good.
gothy. Mental. Iron will. Costs 1 extra point, like Dennis said. Weak-willed is worth 1 extra. This is worth 1 extra point, so -3 flaw. Then normal to a hunter due to the susceptibility to give the kindred domination. So you can either be hard to dominate or super easy to dominate.
Right.
Super easy is really bad if you're a hunter.
Yeah.
Spiritual, pale aura. Any color of aura has a pallor to it, like a vampire's. In fact, a vampire makes less than 5 successes on an aura check. She believes you're one of them. It's a 2 point merit. Invisible, 4 point merit. Your very nature makes it difficult for kindred to even look at you. To them, you have level 1 obfuscate.
Wow.
Nice.
Everybody ignores me. It's like I'm not even there. Fist of God, 7 point merit. You can deliver blows to kindred that cause aggravated damage. Clear-sighted, 3-point merit. You can see through all levels of kindred obfuscate with a perception plus alertness roll. You are a ghoul, 5-point merit. You were previously turned into a ghoul by a vampire, and obviously a falling out with your master gives you the ghoulish benefits, including a blood pool, a potency rating of 1, and the potential for other disciplines and, well, I can't say the R word. Slowed down aging. Unfortunately, to keep your mortal state, you have to keep drinking blood.
Yeah.
Vampire blood, in particular. The beast within, which is a 5-point flaw. The beast is awake within you. You are prone to frenzies just like a vampire. They are caused by situations of intense emotion, fear, anger, and hate. So Numia is what you're interested in, Mike. That is the mortals cannot purchase vampire disciplines, for only vampires gain those abilities. Instead, a mortal hunter can have Numia. Numia consists of those strange and amazing powers which some few have possessed throughout the ages. Powers such as psychic ability, thaumaturgy, and faith. Psychic abilities are those strange abilities such as telepathy and telekinesis that have been studied haphazardly by parapsychologists. Thaumaturgy is the ability to cast magical spells. Faith is the powerful ability reflecting one's religious connection to the universe. During character creation, Numia can only be bought with freebie points and cannot be gained later in the chronicle without the storyteller's permission. Often attached to some fantastic story requests. During the chronicle, they may be increased in the ways described under each particular sort. So, those are psychic abilities, telepathy,
Thaumaturgy,
telepathic.
Oh yeah, you suck. You're pathetic. That's my power.
Ability costs 7 freebie points per level bought. It costs twice as much, 14 points, to purchase a second power. It costs your current rating times 3 to raise the power through experience. You might want to get a copy of this when you play your character, though.
So to even start it, is that for any of them?
That's just for psychic ability.
Thaumaturgy, that's more what I'm.
Telepathy is. Yeah, well, these fall under psychic ability. So, and to buy any of these costs 7 points to buy. So the ones you can buy are telepathy, psychonesis, also known as telekinesis, and clairvoyance. Now, thaumaturgy. Using a spell requires knowledge of certain occultic abilities. The most important of these is casting. For without a successful casting, the other abilities, duration, extension, and ritual, would never come into play. These can only be bought with freebie points, as they are not talents, skills, or knowledges, but a combination of all three. They cost as much to buy and increase as they do normal abilities. 2 per level during the character creation, and then 2 times the current level to increase with experience. Learning these skills during play costs 3 experience points, however. It will require storyteller permission and probably a special story for someone who has no sorceress abilities to learn these skills. Casting a particular spell requires the character roll casting plus her level with the spell against casting plus her level with the spell against a difficulty of the spell's level plus 4. All spells have an instant duration, though casting the spell requires 1 turn. They only affect the area directly around the caster.
So I have to buy the casting skill.
Right.
And then it's the level plus 4 is my difficulty.
Right.
So like a level 5,
then you
I'd be 9.
then you have to look up thaumaturgy and the player's handbook and follow those spells that they have in thaumaturgy. So
In this book here, that's basically right. Whatever they have.
They don't have the spells in here though.
Yeah, it's perception spells, intelligence spells.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Perception spells,
Wit
intelligence
spells.
spells, wit spells, and then faith.
Yeah.
If you want to do faith.
No, thaumaturgy. Yeah, that's what.
Thaumaturgy.
Yeah. So
Miracles are pretty cool though.
So level 2, pretty much.
I love that picture.
Yeah. Dracula sucks. So each one of these spells costs 2 points, basically. Or is that each level costs 2 points?
Each level costs 2 points.
So I could have, if I get perception spells, I buy level 1, and if I got level 2, it costs me 4 points.
Right.
If 1, 3, 4. Same thing with intelligence. I have to buy each one separate and build it.
Yep.
I see.
Yep.
I'll have to look at all this stuff.
Okay. You can borrow the book if you need to.
This one? Can I borrow this one?
Just don't lose it fucking up.
I was gonna like spanking it.
They're not hard to find, but they're getting there.
Mm-hmm. I found this one.
Yeah, that's the one I found. I think I bought one before I bought the lot off of Chris, and I didn't realize he had one in it, so I had 2, which is cool. I only have one in the rags. You can take it with you.
I might, because I got my doctor, but I'm like looking at that and Strike Force Zero. I'm like, if I made my garbage man, that would have been awesome because they have the cybernetics. I was like, dude, so I might borrow that and use my Hunter's Hunted and make the garbage man and see which one I want to play.
See, Strike Force Zero, they're like Spectre Inc. is like the Americas.
Yeah.
Strike Force Zero is like Middle East.
Yeah.
And there's another company that runs all of Europe and all that stuff. And Spectre is actually part of that European
Yeah.
deal.
And
So
I
you
thought
got connections through
I need to be peeing.
them.
Yeah. So I might take that and see what I can come up with. If I can come up with a good story, I might make both characters and then see which one I want to play.
There you go.
I like the Doctor. I do like the Doctor. But because I wanted to give him eidetic memory and soft-hearted, but I might have to look at the other merits and flaws.
Okay.
And see.
Fair enough.
I was thinking about him actually being a ghoul,
Yeah.
but because I'm thinking about giving him the potent blood, the flaw. That's how he became a ghoul, because he was that. Because can they still feed on you as your ghoul or not? Or,
Yeah. You can still feel on you as a ghoul.
Yeah.
You just see. This is something you guys will come across in the game. There is a. You guys have never experienced this. It's kind of legendary in a way, but you do know it's happened. Where some of the more popular, or more, I shouldn't say popular, some of the more used hunter groups have something that they call the cocktail.
Okay. Oh.
Whenever they're in serious shit, they bust it out and consume it, and they're able to basically go toe to toe if needed.
Kind of like the Witcher thing.
But it's unknown what it is.
Or kind of like Rippers.
Right.
Yeah.
And nobody knows what it consists of. Even the people that are consuming it don't have an idea. They just know this is.
Who reads the label in the back anyway?
Well, yeah, it's like they got it, and it says on the label, use only in dire shit rates.
Yeah.
Like you're dying or about to die.
Yeah.
Consume this and hang on, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
So nobody knows what it is. And to you guys, it's kind of a mythic thing almost.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, have you heard of the cocktail?
Yeah.
I'd like to have one of those, Sure could use one of those right now, type of thing. And between you and I, it's just vampire blood.
I figured it would be.
It's
vampire blood mixed with some.
It's Jacob's blood.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm thinking. I don't know, because I think if I make the garbage man, or sanitation worker,
Right.
I think that would be neat if he actually has like he has a stepmother who's Japanese, and so he's got like step siblings that are very close to him.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking if his story would be like I think his story is going to be he lost his wife and he thought it was cancer because she wasted away in a real short amount of time.
It was like blood drain.
And basically, he buried her, and then a couple nights later, she came back.
She rose, right?
And he's like, what the hell? And he had to fight her off and didn't know what was going on, and actually staked her and didn't know what was happening. And then he went to work third shift at the hospital after he took bereavement pay, and somebody came into the ER.
Right.
And actually had been bitten and was turning. Oh. So they were like, well, we're losing him. And then he sprouted fangs and attacked. Mm-hmm. And he's like, this is what my wife was doing. Yeah. And there was like 2 more incidents, and he started to look into it and found that, there was like a drug dealer who had been basically became a vampire and was feeding on people.
Right.
Or a mugger.
Right.
So he actually tracked the guy down and killed him and staked him, and was like, they're real. Yeah. But he just didn't tell anybody about it. Right. He got revenge for his wife. That's all he wanted. Mm-hmm. And then I think that's done. What is that? And that's how he got involved.
Okay.
But I think if I do the garbage man, I kind of like the idea that he was attacked at night in an alley doing his job, and it was a vampire in frenzy. Mm-hmm. And like, depending on how the cybernetics worked, like it tore his arm off, but he actually managed to live. He was in the hospital, and his step siblings from Strike Force Zero were like, hey, we can help him.
We can fix them. Yeah.
And they know he's like, and I was thinking about he would be very spiritual because of his stepmother, because he was young. He's American.
Right.
But when he was young, he was brought up to believe in all the, Japanese stuff and the Middle Kingdoms and all that. And I thought they took him in, gave him his cybernetics, and said, you need to go back to America and help them out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because Spectre Inc. and like I said, there's 4 major Slayer in this current timeline and in this campaign. There's 4 major Slayer organizations that kind of control that part around the world.
Yeah.
So right now, what's happening in the future time that you guys are in are the Masquerade is still intact, but the vampire hunters are kind of keeping it that way.
Okay.
Now, so much more so than the vampires are. Because it's more, well, you guys don't necessarily know this, but it's more like crowd control or cattle control.
Oh, right. Men in Black kind of.
Right.
Thing.
They're not allowing a lot of vampires to procreate like they used to be.
Yeah.
So it's, because the thing you guys might be able to put 1 and 2 together on this is when you first started with Spectre, it was more frequent kind of chaotic runs of wiping out vampires, and then right now in the climate that you guys are in, it's more like you have scheduled vampire situations going on. Like, okay, on Tuesday we're going to go check out this place, and it might just be to document what we find.
Yeah.
You guys are starting to do a lot more of like, we'll go see what's there first. Don't do anything. And so you're not as active per se as you normally have been. But there are times you're going to just be calling like, there's some shit going down in Kiwani, go.
Kiwani.
Somebody made a new gang roll and they're going batshit, eating the local contingency. So
yeah. Okay. And you said something about nicknames. They have nicknames.
Yeah, you all have your own
code
nicknames, and you guys can come up with those on your own.
Okay.
I won't be playing a character with the group, so unless we don't get any more people, I might just we have a 4-person group. But
because I was thinking the doctor's code name would be Sawbones.
Sawbones.
And then if I did the sanitation worker, it would be Garbage Man.
It's the Garbage Man.
He's here to take out the trash.
Right.
Because he'd be a totally different, like...
Well, you guys use
pedagogue.
Or Trash Man.
Trash Man.
You guys use your nicknames
sanitizer
when you're on jobs, because you don't nobody's to know who your real name is.
Wheels.
Yeah, even on your badges it has your
just the nickname.
The nickname, because nobody, even when you're working, they don't want, and when you're doing security, they don't want anybody knowing your real name.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you don't mind, I'll borrow this and read it the next couple days or so, and get a feel for it, and I might make a second character and then see which one fits better with these guys. Or
Yeah, because I don't know who else is going to play
right
when we get this going. Is there any questions on the character generation, guys?
no, pretty
Got
easy.
your points spent and your
Working on my freebies now.
Oh yeah, freebie points.
So
Yeah, if you did merits and flaws, make sure you.
Well, I got to look at more merits and flaws, but I'll spend my freebie points. Now.
But if your merits and flaws balance, that doesn't take anything.
You don't have any.
But
Right.
if you have more merits than flaws,
Right.
the difference
Right.
comes out of your freebies.
It's just like with when we're playing Deadlands.
Right.
You know, you take a bunch of flaws and hardly any merits, you got a bunch of extra points to distribute.
The only one I heard was eidetic memory, a 2-point merit, and a soft heart, a 1-point flaw. But there were some others. But
There's a bunch of them.
yeah, so I've got the Hunter's Hunted book, and I actually have Player's Guide for vampires. So I'll look and see. I can spend my freebie points at least.
Have you guys come up with your names yet?
Wheels.
No.
Not your nicknames, but your actual like real names.
Oh yeah, Alfie Longstreet.
Cool. Yeah, just put your nicknames like on the top or whatever of the sheet, so that way you know who you is.
Dr. Ignacio Zantz.
Dr. Zan.
Dr. Zantz.
Chuck.
Bailey.
Maybe.
Dr. Z.
Yeah, but Sawbones is his code.
But yeah, okay.
Right on.
Probably because he's cut up several vampires.
Zawbones.
Sawbones.
Zabo.
All right. So, like I said, your guys' base is it's 3 Quonset huts on the Galesburg Municipal Airport, which is actually now called the Galesburg International Airport.
Now, how many points of residence is that going to be worth? That's another freebie.
That's your residence is
I thought that was listed as a background.
no, your residence is something.
Oh,
Dennis, what did you say the humanity and willpower was derived from? I don't remember what that was.
humanity is your conscience plus your self-control from virtues, and
Okay.
willpower equals your courage.
Okay.
Your residence is where you live.
Right.
It doesn't give you anything.
I thought that was listed as a background.
No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It's your actual residence, which I was just saying is your.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys don't.
All right.
And you guys don't have apartments or houses. You live on base. The other security guards go home to their families and live out in the communities and things like that. But you guys, you basically leave when everybody else leaves, and you go like eat supper somewhere and then come back. That's where you stay. You're always there first in the mornings. That's what nobody understands. Everybody gives you shit. Like, man, you guys must get here early just for the hell of it.
Yeah, I practically live here. Okay, so my doctor is done. I will take that home, and I might make my other average Joe part of Demon Hunter.
So sad that the page came.
And it's still Thermergy. These are only spells. It's not the ones that are in the other books, right? Pretty much what's here is what I can
Yeah,
get.
right there is what you can use. Yeah.
Okay.
You have the
Oh yeah, I've got that
combat
too.
book. It's pretty nice.
I'll have to think.
So, like I said, so you guys are, but you guys also, within the Spectre company, the security side of it, you're actually like supervisors too.
Okay.
You are above the peons, basically, the normal security guards, which is why you can be gone a lot because it's like, well, I got something to do with the company. I got to go.
Conference call.
Conference call, yeah. Safety meeting. Got to go. And however you guys want to design your bunker, as it were. So 3 Quonset huts, right? One Quonset hut is it's just a big open Quonset hut with like tool chests and things in it. It's basically a place for holding. So like say if you have a plane that comes in and it's got some weird cargo in it, that's where you hold it, is in the first Quonset hut. The second Quonset hut is the offices. And it's got office spaces, it's got a meeting, it's like a typical type of office setup. The third Quonset hut is actually detached from the other two. That one is, when you walk into that Quonset hut, it is empty. If you were a regular person and were able to get into that Quonset hut, for some reason, whatever reason, it also has just as much security around it as it does the rest of the complex, the rest of your company complex. It's listed as the garage. Okay. Has a big, huge bay door in the front with 2 regular size, I hit the microphone, 2 doors on the front of that, but everything's locked up and sealed. And if you go into the Quonset hut, get into that Quonset hut, you notice that it's actually a reinforced Quonset hut. It's got some sort of metallic structural on the inside that makes it look like it's probably a freaking boulder could fall on it and it would bounce off. But it's completely empty. The only thing inside of it is in the far back, there's a guardrail that goes to, it's just in the back. You guys know that's how you get into the 5 layers of subfloor that's below it, where you guys live. Okay. So along that guardrail, there's a sliding door that opens down into a elevator system that takes you down into your actual headquarters. Okay. So you have 4 levels of headquarters below the Quonset hut, the garage that you guys occupy. Now the garage itself, you can have vehicles in it if you want. Which would make sense why they call it the garage, or you can be empty or whatever you want to do with it. Okay. However you want to set up those 4 levels is up to you. Okay. I'm assuming you want one level to be like a science type situation, one level to be sleeping quarters and whatever else, and whatever you want to do with the other 4. Don't forget, folks, to check out our Linktree on all of our social media platforms. While they're looking at me. Hopefully we'll be back on TikTok next week. I think we could have been on it tonight, but it would have been after we were done by the time the last come back. Oddly enough. So.
Who did that?
Don't know. But it's our first one. Yay!
Yay! It probably won't be the last.
Yay!
Considering us, that's actually pretty impressive.
Right.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And we're wearing pants, which is the first. Well, at least I am.
I was going to wear a kilt, but...
that's weird. I'm wearing socks, too.
Whose?
I don't know. I found them.
Found them.
And I'm
hiding behind the dryer.
Yes, it was a hobo. And I apologize to any hobos out there.
No, don't slam. And they're not called hobos anymore. They're called
transient
travelers.
Right.
Transient travelers. Any transient travelers? I do have your socks, one from another, and you're keeping this brother warm on my feet.
One's gray argyle, and the other is satin, red and white
Yes, a
stripe.
very, very nice satin, which kind of surprised me. Maybe was
red and white stripe,
yes,
vertical.
I was expecting horizontal, but vertical. I don't know where these transient hobos, travelers. Thank you. TTs. I love TTs. I don't know about you, but TTs are great people, and I just want to get in there, rub right in them, and make them happy and everything. But yeah, I am wearing somebody's socks, and I don't know who behind the dryer.
I was checking to see.
Yep.
But
oh, we're back up to 3 viewers on that. So yeah. So maybe one of the TTs are watching this. The transient.
That's the guy with my sock.
That's the guy with my socks. Where the hell you at? Somebody's basement. Are you a free range hobo? Transient.
look, we're live now.
Yay! We can offend new people.
Did you appeal it already?
I peeled it, but still let me go on. It must be past our time. Oh my God, my hair is sticking out everywhere.
Oh yeah, you were pretty.
Yeah, you are playing vampire.
I just woke up
I just pulled up from the other side of the reality.
and I can't find my socks.
I just snuggled up against that I4 dryer.
How do you flip the camera around?
Take it and you throw it.
Yeah. You just turn it, like flip it around.
Yeah.
Stop! I got
Got the mayonnaise.
I got the mange.
I got the mange. I gotta itch up my leg.
You do
I think these
a
socks are
live
right.
intro now. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh?
So you can feed in or play something off your.
I don't know.
That's something to look into. Whatever. Yeah.
I don't remember how to flip the camera around.
Okay, this is
Dad Nabbit, how do you flip the camera? Oh, okay, fine. There.
Hi.
Can't use the good camera.
It's a giant microphone.
There's a big old. Hey, look at this. Right in your face, boys and girls.
And here's our players this evening.
There's Mike.
Yeah, there's Mike. The other Mike.
Mike's Mike.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yep.
All right. Hi. We're
Hi. This is Dennis.
back. We will offend you shortly.
We will avenge you. Block it soon. We'll offend you and your fendril.
Fendral arteries. Yes.
Yes, we have been
So
canceled.
we apologize for not being on live earlier, but for some reason we were blocked.
Yep. Because we offended other
If
people.
someone said there was offensive language going
We're
on.
playing Ghostbusters.
We're
of all
playing
things.
Ghostbusters.
Must have been the large flagellant.
That could have been it
Who
too.
knows?
Flagellant sack.
Yes.
for Mystery Men.
No. Well, the
Hunchback.
Igor.
Igor
Igor. Yes.
with
Oh,
his
there it is. Flip the camera.
hump full
Got
of
it.
yoo-hoo.
Yay.
Yay.
Well, Dennis was just about talking about his character, so that's perfect timing.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Alfie Longstreet, known as Wheels, confidant by nature and a poltroon by demeanor, I mean, hitting things head on, whatever the situation. It's a duty motive. Scientific, yeah, it's a duty.
You're talking about poop.
Scientific and gadgets for method.
Poop gadgets.
Physical strength. I've got
Go diarrhea.
4, dexterity 4, stamina 3, and social charisma 2 across the board. Charisma, manipulation, and appearance. Mental 4 perception, 3 intelligence, 1 wit. Talents, he's got 3 in alertness, 1 in athletics, 1 in brawl, 2 in dodge. Skills, he's got 3 for drive, 2 for firearms, 2 for melee, 3 for repair, because he is actually a mechanic and tinkerer, and 2 for stealth. Knowledge of 1 investigation, 1 occult, and 2 in science. He's got 1 dot for status with inspector, 1 for an ally. He's got conscious 3, self-control 3, courage 4, yielding humanity is 6, and willpower 4. And he's a mechanic in moonlighting as chauffeur, and he's also going to do a little tinkering. He's a wannabe inventor. And he had been doing a night drive, and he had been hired by a vampire guy, and the vampire decided that he wanted to ghoul me. And the process of trying to do the ghouling process,
You're gonna be my
which
ghoul
was
friend.
not. Ooh, sorry, I don't swing that way. In the process of which was not successful because it was interrupted by a Spectre strike team, and that's how I learned about the vampires and about Spectre and how they referred to me.
Thank you. Good.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, my hunter is Dr. Ignatios Zantz. His code name is Sawbones. His nature is confidant. His demeanor is pedagogue. He has been all places and likes to share stories and tidbits of information. His motive is curiosity. He wants to know if there's anything they can do to cure vampirism. His method is scientific, and his concept is a doctor. He's a little older, like late 50s. His strength is 2, his dex is 2, his stamina is 3, his charisma is 2, his manipulation is 3, and his appearance is 2. His perception is 3, his intelligence is 3, and his wits is 3. He has an alertness of 3, a brawl of 1, a dodge of 3. He'd rather be not in the way than trying to hit it. Empathy of 2. He has drive of 1, firearms of 1, melee of 2, and stealth of 2. He has computer of 1, investigation of 3, linguistics of 1, medicine of 4, vampire occult lore of 3, and science of 3.
Crafty Witch says appearances of 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Morbius.
Morbius.
Said Cloud March.
Yeah. Morbius after he turns into the vampire. Mm-hmm. He has contacts of 2. Yeah, I ain't doing. He has contacts of 2, allies of 2, status of 1 within the group, conscience of 3, self-control of 3, and courage of 4, giving him humanity of 6 and willpower of 4. And he was basically a doctor who was on the edge of retiring anyway, and his wife came down with a wasting sickness, loss of blood, and thought it was cancer. She died very quickly, over about a week. Nothing he could do. Buried her when he came back from bereavement pay. After a few nights, she came back to his house.
Lucy, you're home.
As undead. And in a panic, he actually managed to kill her. Probably either staking her in the heart or somehow decapitating her kind of on accident. Didn't mean to, but it happened and it killed her. He went back to work a few nights later, and in the ER, they brought in a guy who had been attacked and thought they were losing him. He was dying, his vital signs were fading, and then he sprouted fangs and attacked. So he kind of dealt with that guy too, and the more he looked into it, there were other incidences in town. So he did some investigation on his own with some of his contacts in the police department and found out, essentially, he found out himself that there was a drug dealer in the area who had been bitten by a vampire and was basically attacking people. And he brought it upon himself to go hunt this guy out, search this guy out, and destroy him. As a way to basically avenge his wife. Once he did that, he thought it was done. He didn't know what it was. He was then recruited by Spectre Security and found out what they were all about. And he thought, I'm never going to let that happen to anyone's loved ones again. So he's out to protect people from vampires who seek to do them harm. But he is kind of soft-hearted, so sometimes if there's a vampire who doesn't want to be a vampire, it's more like a mercy killing to him. You know, he doesn't see them all as beasts. They were once people. Just most of them are vicious, but there are some out there who deserve release. So that's him.
I'm Christopher Lloyd. Basically, with the hair, and I don't know, because I don't really have my stuff figured out, because I wanted to do this Thermer wizard stuff, and it reminds me of this Appalachian hermit guy who's about 3 inches tall, 3 apples tall, and if you get a bunch of them, you turn them into gold. That's what this guy told me, and it's weird cat.
With the glue?
Yeah. Strange fella. Anyway, I recall hunting. I think I was a ghoul, and somehow I learned to be a wizard. I can't quite remember at all, but I'm pretty certain I can cast spells. And I've got stats, but I don't know what they are. Apparently, I've got 1 dot in everything so far. And that's about as far as I've gotten. But I think he's going to be a ghoul wizard, but I'm not sure. Yep. And
Ghoul wizard.
There we go. And that's what I'm doing. I'm here to help these fellas figure out, and I'm here for fun. That's my motivation, and my method is through the occult wizardry, because I know a lot of stuff about stuff, but I don't remember
stuff about stuff.
Yeah, I don't remember it at all. So it just randomly comes out, kind of like eating tacos. So later, it just spews everywhere, and my knowledge is spread among the people. You better get them up.
I am leaning toward my second character because I'm not sure if the doctor's going to tolerate that madness. The doctor is a great character, but I might do the garbage man because he just would fit you guys really well.
He's from Ghoul World.
Yeah. I'm from Ghoul World. It wasn't a successful franchise. Everyone had mugs and cups, and everyone wanted let's go see the dinosaur thing. But no, we went to Ghoul World. Here you are, these guys come and bite on you and all that business.
Wrong Dennis.
Question on faith. We're
well, you gotta have it.
That's what George Michael said.
You gotta have faith. I mean, I do the dance. I don't quite score as good as him. On either side of the fence.
but was faith something you had to dump a freebie point into, or
That's only if you have it. Only if you're.
Yeah, if you're.
I think if you take the religious method.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, gotcha.
You gotta do some stuff.
Gotcha. But we're still here.
Yay!
Yeah. So I guess I'm an atheist.
Our live is working now on TikTok, finally.
I wonder if it has the other live.
306 viewers, 101 likes. Cool.
Well, that was kind of
Just that short amount of time? Wow.
So, Fate.
We'll take it. Yeah. Okay.
That's if I took the. It's kind of like me getting the caster spell thing.
Right. Don't forget to check out our Linktree.
Hooray! There is not a go live function. I can upload. I can get coins. Live center.
Rob, do you happen to have an extra character sheet, or do you want me to
I do.
put my own?
Yes.
Because if I do make that other character, I'll just use one of your character sheets. Thank you, sir.
Oh, you want the Demon Hunter action, though.
Huh? Should I use that one for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me that one back and take that one.
Okay. So I'll make the other character and see how he turns out. Let you look over him, and then I'll choose which one I'm going to play.
Okay.
Might do the Demon Hunter X because that's something different.
It is.
Do you have a name for this chronicle?
For the whole Chronicle?
Yeah.
Spectre Inc.
Okay.
Spector Inc.
Well, unfortunately, I still do not see the live option. So
We probably won't get it now if we get turned in. You don't get to go. No. You're talking crazy.
of course, it's fucking crazy. Because we're crazy.
All right, where's we? Faith as its own standalone thing.
Okay.
I'm starting to think the cybernetic garbage man would fit better with these guys. He'd be kind of interesting.
Call him Tin Can.
Tin Can.
Well, he's gonna, my guy's gonna sound a little crazy,
Yeah.
but he's gonna be.
No, my guy won't be crazy or anything. I just think that's kind of a neat idea. This sanitation worker has been almost cybered out. Not cybered out, but call him garbage truck. That's if I do him, I'll make him the opposite. Like the doctor's very intelligent, I'd make him like the brawler, a garbage truck, because he hits like a garbage truck. So actually, I could make him Japanese and call him Trash Panda.
You can have your own series. And everything.
right.
Be TP. Trash
TP.
Trash.
Or toilet paper. Either works.
Does he have a penchant for wearing a little black mask?
Yeah.
Then you can have like sound effects whenever you walk around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It actually said in here, like the cyberware, like especially weapons, you have to say a word to activate them. But they think it's the actual scientists who are trying to have a sense of humor about anime, and they're like, "Damn, I can't do this on stealth missions." I was like, "That's hilarious."
Whisper mode.
Yeah, no, they didn't have whisper mode. Arigato. But it said if you're firing a pulse cannon, you don't really have a stealth mission if you fire your pulse cannon. I'm like, jeez. They did have one called Rejuvenators, which were like nanites. And like, that would be kind of cool. Because you can actually heal health wounds like that.
Jeez. Pretty crazy.
So that's why I was thinking about doing that.
Well, we're 5 years in the future, so
Yeah,
who knows?
yeah.
On my character, I neglected to mention I've got the merits of Clear Sight and Iron Will, and flaws of Potent Blood and Short Fuse.
I'll have to find that faith thing, Dennis. I'm not seeing it anymore.
But that's okay. It was not relevant for my character. I don't need to know.
I'll have to think about it.
Yeah, you guys are taking potent blood, I think, for the trash guy.
Yeah.
I was going to give him poisonous blood.
Yeah, that
As a merit, because it's like got hydraulic fluid in it or something, or like the mechanics in it. It's like,
these are tasty.
tastes like metal.
They always try to bite the wrong arm.
Yeah.
So is
It
that,
tastes like WD-40. It's weird.
Yeah, it's like when they say blood tastes like copper. His is copper. That's messed up.
That tastes copper. No,
So I thought-
that is
I'll give him
copper.
It's poisonous blood is his merit.
wrong kind of hydrocarbon.
Boy. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up tonight, guys. So
Cool.
thanks for joining us, folks. Please make sure to check out our Linktree on all of our social media. We have links to everything going on, which a lot of that is Mike's OnlyFans, your guys' Studio 222.
I don't have any fans.
Dragon's Den YouTube channel.
And I think my Patreon is in there. So
Okay.
if anybody's interested in the artwork I've done, please follow me on
Dale
Patreon.
draws.
Yeah.
Or the flies.
Yeah. The only drawing I have right now is a hill giant about to fart on some orcs. It's not done, but it will be on Patreon when it is done. If you're into that kind of thing, I draw that kind of thing. But
And
no.
all of our Raconteur places are on there too, like our Facebook group and our Facebook page and all of our other social media. So make sure you check us out. Don't forget, we're live every Tuesday around 6-ish with a new game. Hopefully we'll be next week we'll be back with our end gaming of From the Loop. Tales from the Loop. Right, we running that one. So. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.